Down now. Down now. Down now. Down now.
There's a
Yeah. Ching-a-ling.
Lang Two Bros Podcast. Episode 54, people. 54, if you were sleeping, if you've been under a rock.
Get out from under that rock. Hands itchy.
From coming to the cold into the...
No, I got a little like a little dry spot, like a little eczema thing
eczema?
going on. And it's just like for some reason like it's on this one finger here. And it like flares up. Yeah, it's not on my other hand, it's,
right.
but it's in, and it flares up. It gets a little itchy every once in a while.
Underneath my ring is sore. Like it's a...
Yeah?
It might as well be an open wound.
Just won't go away?
Well, it's just like because I don't take my ring off enough.
Okay.
And it's like,
Ooh.
it might as well be a tattoo.
Well, take your ring off every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm such a forgetful person. Like if I leave something, I'll go do everything else and then go, oh shit, I left the ring somewhere.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to forget.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, because then you never have to. Because no explanation is ever good enough.
Right.
Why don't you have?
So what happened was,
Right.
Jim, yeah, it's never good enough. So good afternoon, young man.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to eat.
¿Cómo está? Yeah, you're a hungry man. You're hungry. I'm hungry too, but I just finished mine.
Yeah.
I was eating while you were cooking. That's kind of.
Well, I had a whole pack of bacon and was like, no one's gonna eat it. Like they eat turkey bacon, And
Such a shame.
sometimes
How you
sometimes
can disrespect that pig, man?
well, sometimes
That pig is a noble animal. Let that thing do its job, which is to provide us with nutrients.
service. He's provided a service.
That's right.
That thing still works. That weed commercial, no, Geico.
Maxwell, you're home. Oh,
Yeah. So, boy, oh boy, a lot to talk about
there's
this
a few
week.
things, a couple. Things, unless you just want to rehash shit.
Well, we've already said it 4 episodes ago. This was sketchy. Poor Jesse.
Oh my god! Was it like he's out on bail now, right?
$100,000.
He's out on bail. They actually arrested him.
Yeah, or turned himself in. One or the other.
Okay,
I think he turned himself in.
Charged him with like false report and stuff like that. So this will be interesting. Be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for. Well, I didn't like the words of saying straight to thing without due process. That I don't like.
Oh, okay. No.
We should never, we got enough to convict the guy. Let's
that's
go.
it. Just go.
No, we should always have due process and
Right.
always have.
You always
But
have
what is the argument? What could the defense say? I saw what's her name that plays in The View? The black girl.
Whoopi?
No, that's the obvious one. Come on.
There's another black girl in The View?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she's an attorney. She's tried cases.
Okay.
And she kept explaining like the what could they defend on? How could they? And they said, well, they're gonna say that the Chicago Police Department has known for making shit up and and doing. And it's like, well, yeah, but that was the other way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they spin this. I mean,
I read a couple articles where some people are actually doubling down on this. It's like, well, so now look, they're victimizing him again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, are we just not getting this shit?
Hasn't he gone through enough?
Hasn't he? Like,
what?
So, I kind of created this, and he got. My thing is like, if he does have to spend some time in jail, which I think he should.
Yep.
That me personally, I just think I think like the total amount of time he can spend is like 3 years, is what I read.
Well, because he has priors. He has some.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, they said he.
Oh, so he can't get probation.
He's got
to
an RO released on recognizance.
He's got to do some time. He's got to do some time. Okay. Yeah, I think the max he can get is like 3 years because it's like a serious misdemeanor.
Yeah.
The most he can get is 3 years. I don't think the dude should serve 3 years in prison, but I think 30 days in prison is 90 days, is enough. You know. But then do you go? You know, if you get stuck in the white supremacist ward of the.
Now you
get some real MAGA dudes.
MAGA country.
All with their hats on. Now what you gonna do?
This guy screwed the pooch, man.
It's when you cry wolf like that all the time. People enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. Look that bit up right there.
Yeah.
When you cry wolf all the time, you forget that there are actually some real people out there, and you don't. Everybody wants to call we went through this thing where everybody's calling everybody a Nazi. Oh, he's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. Do you really want to be confronted with a fucking Nazi? With people who have the mindset of eliminating a whole race of people?
Right.
No, I don't think you do. Do you really want to be confronted with a white supremacist?
Right.
No, you don't. Those are two. Calling somebody a white supremacist because they think one thing. All right, that's fine. But somebody actually being a white supremacist, that's a totally different thing. And I don't think you'd be able to handle. I don't think you'd be able to handle it. Your sensitive self,
right?
Who wants everybody to get your attention because you went through this. If you had to deal with some real white supremacists, you'd be walking home with a broomstick up your ass.
Yeah, because people mistake they forget about the. There's no turning it off. Like there's no,
right.
You can't be like, all right, all right,
it's enough.
This is going too far.
Peace time now.
Right. I went out of this game.
Right. Everybody have a beer and let's
get me off this ride.
Right.
That's it. You can't get off this ride.
You got to buy the whole thing.
Right. It's a commitment. You're in there, man, and you gotta stick it out and thug it out. So these people who act like they could just be thumb thuggers and have their social court opinions, as we so eloquently coined. They're in for a rude awakening when they come up against them.
When you come up against them, yeah.
That's just really foul. So we'll continue to follow the Jesse Smollett.
Dun, dun, dun.
The guys in the office go, I want my feed to stop having Jesse stuff on it. I said, well, then subscribe to a different feed.
Yeah.
Or
this is gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while. Like you're gonna have to see this and hear about this. And figure out,
because people right away, as soon as they heard this, people right away jumped on that thing and started saying, "Oh, this is this is how racist this society is, and this is institutionalized and stuff like that." People without a bit of fucking evidence said all this, and then all of a sudden, like what we said about the movie Fargo. Well, let's just start asking some simple questions.
Were you there or not?
Right, exactly. Just wait a minute. There's like 60 seconds where we don't see you.
No. Right.
Right.
And how come you didn't drop that salad?
Exactly. So I guess that made you more hungry and
I just whatever they do, please don't drop the salad.
Yeah. And then see all that see when you look back at all of it, you ask yourself, how come I didn't see this?
Right.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
I mean, the dude claimed that he was like fighting for his life, but there's a little cut on your eye.
Right.
I've been in fights in which I will not claim that I was fighting for my life.
Yeah.
And got off a little worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, and if those guys are massive.
I know those big
buff fucking Nigerians.
Big Nigerians, man.
These guys, get those guys a job. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be bodyguarding somebody.
It's right, exactly.
So I'll get you some protein and some.
Yeah, I mean, give these guys a show or something.
Will they get charged too for being
accessory
to it? I guess, or compliant.
Well, I think they could always claim, if they're smart and if their people are smart, that if I was them, I would say, "Hey, we thought this was something he was doing for his Instagram, and something we didn't know he was
actually going to file a police report."
So they acted. We acted. He's an actor,
right?
They asked us to act out this.
Right. We thought we were doing something for
right, and the guy gave us the money to go get the stuff, the supplies. Mm-hmm. We said we were with it. We were gonna all get our followers up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that we've twisted society into saying like, okay, you ever watch like Ridiculousness or like now there's a new one. It's not a new one. It's something with some skateboarders, like a bunch of skateboarders.
Okay.
World tour kind of thing. But they always tell you, don't do this just to get. Don't do stupid tricks just to mail it in and get
Right, because we're not gonna
we're not gonna read
don't
it.
take
Or whatever. Right, we don't take solicitation. So the tail wagging the dog here is dangerous because you created this platform, social media,
of attention for silly shit.
Attention for silly shit, and then force people to say, "Oh, if that's what you want, I can give you
I
silly.
can give you some silly shit. Okay,
I can go crazy." And World Star, which is I hated, World Star, and God bless Q, the owner and founder of World Star. I took a lot of shots at him, to say he was a culture vulture, like he was poaching from our people. It just made us look stupid.
That's fair. That's fair though. That's
I mean, again, and I'm nobody, but to say, this is how you made $40 million, off of exposing people, and you didn't have to do any of the work. All you did was create the platform and then people fall in line.
Yeah.
And the little, don't get me wrong, that is a lot of work, creating a brand and creating the World Star.
Right.
But to make it a verb, you got World Starred. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then people go to extreme left. I've seen kids, go out and make these videos, mushing people. Look at the beginning of Glass.
Ah, okay, yes.
Right?
Yes.
What was the guy? Super Punch? One hit a quitter. That was their thing, just to get viral video. Oh, this one's going to go viral. This one's going to go viral. Which, oddly enough, was a prelude to the ending. Which I went back and looked at it again.
A prelude to the ending.
Okay, so viral video starts the opening the movie.
Ah, okay.
And then how to end it with the same exact
I see what you're
way.
saying. Okay.
I didn't notice that till later. And
I see what you're saying.
I thought that was pretty cool about it. Like, we've talked about this before about the M. Night Shyamalan movies and stuff like that. And I didn't not like it right up front. I just wanted more. You know what I'm saying? I
wanted more.
I was so hungry for my appetite was so open for it.
Now, how much did you want more superhero stuff as opposed to the story?
100%.
Okay, because that's...
I wanted more bending metal.
Yes.
I wanted more...
More feats of strength.
Right.
More... Right.
This guy, and the bad part is I always judge movies by the trailers for... gauge. I'm not saying judge, because then I gotta watch it to judge it. But I judge movies by the trailer and see how much they show you in the trailer. And my number one theory is always, if they show you the monster, it can't be that great.
Can't be that great.
Yeah. If they show you the villain, if they show you the I'm coming to get you, that's what we're running from.
But in Glass, that wouldn't hold true in Glass because all the players. It's just it's just a matter of how that gets played out.
True.
Right.
Right. So all the stuff they showed in the trailers with him walking on the ceiling and they gave it like that.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. So you expected more.
Yeah. So I figured if you gave me that,
that's what you giving me, right?
Right. That's what you gave me. Where was the stuff I was gonna get from watching the full length?
Right.
But hey, listen. These are great ways to put things together. But again, this whole viewing it from one way or another, I'm just kind of figuring out how I got to Glass from where we were. We left somewhere, and I just
don't have to backtrack. Just
I snap backwards.
Nah, man, always go forward, man.
Always go forward.
Always go forward. Moving forward.
So what else is going on? How about this thing? This are you following
what the people
the stupid Gucci sweater?
Gucci shit and stuff like that? I mean, following. I got an idea what was going on. I don't understand the whole. We should boycott Gucci. We should this whatever. Like somebody was standing outside of the stores or some shit like that or whatever. Number one is Gucci, so I wouldn't buy it to begin with.
Right.
So that's number one.
Well,
number two, I think we just give too much credit to these motherfuckers.
Right.
As if they are the movers of culture, or if they are was this stupid? Yes.
Right.
To say that it was racially motivated? I mean, who knows? I mean, to me, it looks like it's racially motivated. Okay, fine. We're talking about it more, but by talking about it now,
You just gave it
we're giving
credit.
them as much pub,
Right.
and maybe that's what the intention was.
Yeah.
You know,
Ta-da.
make some shit. Let's only make 6 of them
Right.
because we ain't gonna put them in mass production.
Right.
Put them out. Make sure it gets on the feed, and somebody will talk about it.
Well, I agree, and that's a great, valid point. Thank you for that, because it's very important to, when we make these things, they're not ours,
Right.
And one of the things that Kanye West, drove people crazy about Kanye West and all his rants, is that he spoke of the fashion icons like gods, like he Donatella, and he mentioned these people like if they were gods, like they were like, and shout out, rest in peace, Karl Lagerfeld. Lost him. He was definitely like the Maury of Zoolander, like, or what's his name?
I can't remember what the name they had.
Mugatu.
Yeah.
The guy played.
No, yeah, but you think
Maury was the
Maury
father.
the character.
I got a prostate this big. I can't get. I drip.
Great movie.
That's Ben Stille's real father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's great.
And he's really married to Ben Stiller is really married to the girl from the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Marsha.
That's his wife.
Marsha.
The woman who did Marsha, and she was in what was the one the volleyball one? Dodgeball. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Dodgeball. Yeah, she was in Dodgeball too.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's his wife. No, but yeah, I think we just give them too much credit.
Yeah,
I think we
100%.
Yes, okay, yes, you did a bad thing, but to say that they are going to be moving culture and stuff like that is it's to me it's ridiculous. And anytime Al Sharpton got something to say, I'm just okay, fine. Thank you, Al.
Well, I mean, again, like you just said it best. I mean, giving it so much credit. I mean, it's a fucking sweater. It's corny. It's,
Yes.
Like at nothing for nothing. It's whack.
Yes.
Like it does. That's not a. You can't tell me you'll go to work like that. You can't tell me that you would wear this and say, "Oh, lucky I got my red lipstick sweater on."
Yeah, exactly.
I can walk through the cold, and it's not even a good fashion piece. So. So what I take away from that is that you almost had to go out of your way to put something out like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where it gets people edgy, where it's like, this had to go through a series of
This
people.
was a decision.
This was like, and at some point no one said, this is whack. Forget the racial part of it. It's whack.
This is right. This
It's
is dumb.
horrible. It's just dumb. It just doesn't look. And then Floyd Mayweather wearing it, like,
Oh, he wore it?
Oh, yeah. Floyd, that's the new controversy and the twist. Floyd wore it, talking about only people that hate this stuff is the people that can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. And that's the fucking arrogant stuff that, people get angry about.
Yeah.
And because you're rich, you're boisterous, and anyone that says money is the root of all evil doesn't have any,
Right.
Which is true. Some people, more money, more problems. We've heard this song 100 times over. But, again, we give them too much credit. At some point, you just say, not for me. I'll never buy it. I can count on, one finger on how much Gucci shit I have.
Right.
The brands, and then being in the clothing side of it, and people go crazy with it. Like, they'll call me and be like, "Yo, can you, put the Gucci symbol?" No.
First of all, it's illegal.
They don't understand.
You can't do that.
So I'm like, no, we won't put Gucci on it and change it. Be original. Be creative. Do something, whatever else. I mean, it's bad enough, like, if I did something like this. Taking Marvin,
right.
making them do fucking.
I'm going to blow up the modulator.
That's already some form of plagiarism, but then adopting it and converting it and doing something is totally different.
Right. Well, and
close to the same though.
It also lends itself to the notion that we're so willing to be led.
Yeah.
And we're so willing to let other people dictate to us what is fashionable.
Yeah.
When you remember, this was maybe like a dozen years ago.
A dozen.
when chicks started wearing Timbs.
Yes.
And there was this big thing about people wearing, Timbs being the new fashion thing. And it ran into the rebuttal of, wait a minute, niggas been wearing Timbs forever.
Right.
So it's not, so what are you talking about?
Right.
This is not a new thing. Just because somebody famous was wearing a pair of Timbs with shorts and stuff like that.
Right.
And
You saw Lindsay Lohan wearing them.
yeah, somebody wore them, and then they said, "Oh, it's the new." And then a couple people picked up on, "Oh, Timberlands are the new." Did this big thing, and Timberland didn't move a single inch because it's ingrained in certain communities.
Yeah.
And Timberland is one of those brands that has cut across. If you in the hip hop genre, you always got yourself a pair of fresh Timbs.
Yeah,
You're a working man and you need a pair of sturdy boots. You got yourself a pair of Timbs.
Yeah.
So it's able to cut across all those things. So when somebody, in the fashion world says, "Hey, Timberland," everybody's like, "Yeah, I got them."
been doing that.
Been doing that. Something, just give me something else.
No, yeah, that's a horrible transition. Like when people, I guess that's what people like. Damn, how can I phrase this? I guess when people do things regularly, and then they see it on TV and they go,
Right, you're right.
I've been doing that.
Right,
man.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like they lost out on the credibility of it, right? People just feel like they never got their right to say, "Well, I've been wearing that." That's
Yeah, but that you got to be careful of that, because then that's you living somebody else's life.
Correct. That's what
Rather
I'm
than-
saying. You want to be on the other side of the
Right,
screen.
rather than you living your life.
Right. You
Right.
want to be on the other side of the screen, and you're just constantly saying, Will Smith says, "Yeah, you made it, so I make it look good." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the idea of it, and then people see it. And that's like the syndrome of, when guys, you go out of town. First of all, when I wear my Timberlands with sweatpants, that's kind of like our little style and culture or whatever else.
Right.
And then people will be like,
Pull a leg up.
yeah, exactly. That's my style, man. That's how we used to rock it. I still wear it that way. But people will be like, "Oh, you from New York." You know what I'm saying? You're definitely from New York. Like, they'll say it, when you go out of town, you'll be like, "Damn, okay. Is it the Yankee hat or was it the... No, you wearing Timberlands. And it's summertime, We did the group, Mike and the BS, and we went to Greek Fest. Remember Greek Fest?
Yeah.
We went to Greek Fest. We rented a U-Haul truck. God bless Jimmy Fingers, 13 Ghosts.
You're talking about a while ago.
Years ago.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you meant like last
Way
weekend.
Years. No. Years ago. And they had a news article on us because they showed us hanging out the, it was like, kids in droves come to the Greek Fest and find any way to get into the, to the event or whatever. So we had a U-Haul truck, and, you paid per car to get in. You paid the vehicle. So they came over and it was like, I think we got some stowaways here. And I was like, "Hey, it don't matter. We paying. Like, we'll pay." And the camera guy, it was some guy took a picture of us. We were all hanging out the back of the trucks. Everybody had on gray sweatpants and Timberlands for whatever reason, and a shirt or something. And they were like, "You mind if we take this picture?" We was like, "Hell yeah." I wish I still had that article, man. It was really just a fashion statement of just, and we were walking on the beach with fucking Timbs. And people were like, "Oh, look at those guys." I was like,
making a statement.
This is regular. Like,
different.
We're from the desert. Queens, the desert.
I was on last time I was on a cruise. Me and Teresa. And I forgot what happened, but I was in an elevator and somebody looked at me and my wife and said, "You guys are from New York, aren't you?"
Wow.
And I didn't have, and I usually wear my Yankee hat or whatever, and I didn't have my Yankee hat with me, and I was like, "No." I said, "Yeah, how'd you figure that out?"
Right, what was...
And the dude said, "It seems like your instinct is sarcasm." He says, like, the first
What?
He says, "You just have like a knee-jerk reaction to sarcasm." I forget what happened. Like, something happened, like somebody was trying to get on the elevator, they didn't go, and I said...
So maybe you were like witty with the words.
Yeah, something like that.
Responses.
He said, "You have instant sarcasm."
Yeah.
I said, all right,
fair.
good call. I appreciate that.
Fair.
Thank you.
But that's an art to have, quick wordplay. Like, there's a lot of people that can't go snap and punch and snap and punch. You know what I mean? And just go, oh.
Do you ever get involved like when like something happens?
Yeah.
And you just got nothing to say?
Yeah.
And then like, it's died down and you're like, oh, I could have fucking said this. Like,
Oh, I hate that for sure. That has happened several times. And I was like, oh, I could have got him with the...
I should have done... Oh, he's got red shoes on.
I could have got him with that. For sure, I could have got him with that. But those moments, I mean, people... again, I'm going back to the BS days and my crew. We used to, like, go places and... obviously I would make voices and do crazy stuff. So when we meet new people, right? This is stupid. When we meet new people, I just do a different voice because they never met me before.
Right.
So I'm saying, yo, what's up, man? How's it going? Hey, good to meet you, man. And everyone's laughing because they know I don't sound like that.
Right.
But that guy has no idea. He's looking at it like, hey, what's up, man? All right, cool. Oh man, we're gonna go down here and
It's also a way to sort of like you gotta like test your friend's metal.
Oh, it's the ocean.
Friend's metal. So everybody's got something.
Right.
You got to be able to snap on each other. You got to be able to, if somebody says something, you got to be able to like come back at it quick.
Right.
It's kind of like this playful thing you do with each other to kind of like toughen each other's skin up a little bit. And
well, that's always fun. I mean,
it is fun. It's how you develop some character. That's how you know your friends are or whatnot. Because your friends are like to snap on you and say, "Man, nigga, why you late? Because your mama keep calling me at the house."
But some people can't catch it.
No, some people can't catch it.
Not
Some people
catch
get
the
pissed.
wave. They get caught up into.
And then you catch that thing that like gets on somebody's nerves. Like somebody don't like the fact that you mentioned that they ain't got a lot of money, so they ain't got no clothes.
Right.
So hey, man, third straight day with those jeans.
This is the third straight day with those jeans. It is. Speaking of jeans, Robert Kraft.
That's got nothing to do with jeans.
I know.
Got some hookers.
I mean, where's the wingman?
This is bullshit. That's the.
I know. I'm going with you. I'm going with what you tweeted. D. You tweeted out, "Where's the wingman?"
See, this is why I don't believe this shit. Because I do not believe for 1 second that Robert Kraft is getting his own hookers.
And walking into spa. And a cheap one. A cheap spot.
I don't believe
wasn't
that
even a good quality little spot.
For a second.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't get no hookers.
Right.
I'm not saying he gets hookers on a regular.
Right.
I'm saying Robert Kraft does not get his own hookers.
Right.
That's somebody's job.
Full time.
Somebody's job. They probably gave him a phone. Said, hey, when Robert calls you.
Right.
You know what's up.
Voltron. You didn't activate.
Right.
It's time to get to... Well, I've seen this, and I'm making a correlation only in my head, But I've seen like guys like Meek Mill, Meek Mill's a rapper and stuff like that, and he's been fighting for, some social injustices and stuff. And Robert Kraft has gotten behind him.
Yeah.
And put some, money into his campaign and do all this other stuff. And then the conspiracy in me can't help but think that once you go to a level, that someone doesn't want to be part of, they start throwing things at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't help but think that ever since I've heard Meek Mills mention Robert Kraft's name on every one of his campaigns in the last 90 days.
Okay.
To then hear of something like it's like perpetual motion. Like you just keep pushing it out there, pushing it. He's like, Robert Kraft is with me. He says that like almost like a badge of like, I got all these guys behind me about this stuff and this bullshit and we need to change. And they go, oh, Robert Kraft, is he on the list? Let's see. Nope. Robert Kraft is not paying up. These dudes. Let's give Robert Kraft a buzz.
I see, and I don't believe that either.
I know
because you don't get to be a millionaire without handing out a few envelopes.
100%.
So maybe the right person didn't get their envelope.
That's what I mean. Somebody didn't get their envelope this Christmas, or somebody didn't. But yeah, where's the wingman?
No, that's that.
Tiger ain't busy. He fucked up. This wingman missed everybody. Tiger
missed everybody.
He's supposed to be doing Tiger's work. He's supposed to be doing shit. I'm available, man.
Up everybody's everybody's
I travel the country
you
like the best
were
of them.
supposed to tell Kiki to go to the fucking thing. What the hell?
Right. 4th floor, I said. 4th floor. Not room 4 or 1.
No, I don't believe that for a second. And I don't believe... Now, who knows? Maybe he had a few and then said something to somebody and said, "Oh, you know how much money I got in my pocket. Why don't you come over?" And maybe I don't know. Maybe he said something or whatever, and maybe somebody didn't know who he was, and because the notion is, all right. There's a difference between somebody driving up on you at Hunts Point,
right,
offering you $40 for a hand job, or Robert Kraft,
right.
Who's obviously dropping 5 digits.
And wasn't driving no Hyundai.
Right, he ain't driving in a car. It ain't going to be... You'll probably spend the night in an awesome fucking hotel.
Right, right.
So,
I don't get it.
So if this is your livelihood, and this is your opportunity, you've kind of like hit jackpot here. So, so take the money, do what you got to do. How old's the dude? He can't, he can't be...
Right.
Suck it up for 10 minutes. You've done more with less.
I'm saying, I agree with you. This is. I can't wait to see how this spins out. But what's the play here? What's the attack? What's the motive? Where's the what are they trying to do? Take the guy down? I mean,
that for what? You get what for prostitution?
So what happens with this case? The fixer goes and says, "Hey, you know what? First thing you need to do is get your wife." Well, he's not married. His wife died, right? His wife died in an accident or something.
Don't know.
I read something somewhere. I think his wife died and basically came in, and he's been like a bachelor ever since or something, a millionaire.
Well, depending on what kind of evidence they have, he says no, she might say yes. Yeah. What you gonna do with that?
Right.
No, yes, no, yes, no. Well,
right.
What are we gonna do, Tom?
Well, I don't know. Call the fucking wingman. He's got this shit planned out. I was just coming down here to lay down some pipes.
Somebody got fired.
Yeah, somebody got
fired.
Yeah.
Don't even take your shit. We're selling all your shit. Don't even take your stuff out the office. Just get out.
None of this is yours.
That's right.
Just fucking walk out. About face.
Just walk out.
But my...
I saw when I came in, I saw Tehran, and he was yelling something about flat Earth people.
Oh.
Like, is there like a resurgence of flat Earth people or some shit?
He's probably just now getting a dose of flat Earthers.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes a lot of the celebrity guys get in on it, and they start, they start chiming in. I guess he picked up on something like that. I don't know what he was yelling about, but
I don't know if there was like a resurgence of new like flat Earth, like a new flat Earth group or something like that.
I don't know, man.
That was like didn't B.O.B. say something like he didn't think there was slavery because he never saw a slave ship or something like that.
I didn't hear that.
That's he said something that goofy, like he questioned slavery because he's never seen like archives of a slave ship or something like that.
Fucking idiot.
It's like, I mean, come on, man.
That's horrible.
My dad never had sex, but I've never seen him have sex. But guess what?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can make an assumption.
I think they did the dirty deed. That's fucked up. I mean, that was just as bad as the Kanye thing.
That was several years ago.
Kanye said,
what, that slaves were complicit in their slavery?
It's a choice.
That it was a choice. I think he was. I honestly think he was thinking more of a. Well, I don't know.
I don't think he was thinking. That's what I think.
I think he was thinking about more of a mentality that's carried forth now, as opposed to saying people who were captured were slaves simply because they wanted to be slaves. I think he was talking of a mindset that has persevered from that time to now.
Yeah, I get it. So several pokes at that come from when people say it's 400 of them and only 12 fucking guys driving the boat. Like, there's a big conscious notion to say, well, why didn't they just fucking grab these guys and throw them over? You know what I mean? Like, so, and that notion is supported by the weaponization of Christianity, which is God said to do this. You're supposed to take this one on the chin. You'll get yours in the afterlife, and that's where the Nat Turners of the world came in, where they hired the preacher, and told him, you better tell your people You better tell them.
We don't know that.
Well,
We don't, that's the story.
It's a story.
That's a story. We don't know that.
It's a story of Nat Turner. You know.
Well, but if you're going to get groups of people to do something that they don't want to do,
yeah,
you number one have to do it with force, and number two you have to be willing to make. Look, the fucking mob existed all the time because they showed, hey, look, there's one person who didn't want to do it. Pow,
thunderstick.
What about the rest of you?
Right.
You know, just like that Eddie Murphy joke.
Right.
It's like when he said, I'm sure the first couple dudes that got up there said, I ain't doing this shit.
Right.
Right. Hey,
I'm sitting down.
You just put that shit away and we'll be fine.
Right, we'll be fine.
You know?
We move this over here to there.
You got it. Homie.
But yeah, that's what I mean. That wield of power, you know, wielding power through, you know, unfortunately, guns. You know, when you talk about guns and these thunderstick, you know, you ever see Evil Dead?
Boomstick.
Yeah,
My boomstick.
that carries a lot of weight to people who indigenously when you just don't.
Oh yeah,
you can't do it. You know, you can't.
Right.
I can't.
What the hell is that?
Right.
You know.
So when you can't.
And when we talk about slavery, a couple things we don't like talking about. We don't like the fact that Africans sold you into slavery.
Yeah.
Other Africans did it. Other Africans captured you.
Yeah.
And sold you to white people on the coast.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, who better to tell you?
Right. You were the loser of the tribe.
Right.
You lost.
Right.
So because.
Yeah.
And when Mr. Spanish man, Mr. English man came over, they said, "What? I can get what? Weapons, jewelry, and
spices."
And got it.
And those winches.
And those wenches and those young ones, you know.
Yeah.
And we all want to believe this narrative that we're descendants of kings and queens. Everybody wasn't a fucking king and queen.
No.
Most of us were farmers.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, this kings and queens thing is taking it too far. Well, listen, I'm okay with the people dreaming, and you want to dream that you came from descendants of a kingdom. Great. But I hope that helps you aspire to be something.
Right.
It should lead you to not like
I
want food stamps because I'm a king.
Right. Don't be passing the 40 around.
Right. Don't say you deserve something or you're entitled to something because you're kingdom or whatever else, and you have no genetics to prove it. Like you got nothing. You got no heirlooms. You got no little trinkets. You don't even have a damn photo album for Christ's sake.
You don't even
let alone you're a king. Yeah, show me.
So what's that mean now?
Right.
You're still in 40 projects.
Speaking of kingdoms and Zion, Mount Zion. Have you seen what's going on with Zion from Duke?
The guy, he hurt himself, shoe busted up and whatnot.
Nike split, the shoe split. So the wife and I argued about this a little bit, just watching the game and so forth. And, you know, in her head, she just says, I can't believe that Nike would put an inferior product on the best player in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my comment was, I don't think they gave a shit. Like, it just goes to show you how massively these things are being produced in a form of 13. What does he wear? 18. Okay, let's get one.
But can we also assume that he got a bad batch of shoe?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like the argument is, oh my God, he's the best player. He should have had the perfect shoe. It should have been expected. Mm-hmm. It should have had air conditioning in it. It should have made coffee. It should have sent emails. Whatever. Everybody wants to believe that this system in the procurement supply chain management, which is what I grew my career off of, has that much detail to it.
Yeah. No.
It's a fucking guy in an equipment room with a lollipop
handing out
18. Oh, we got Zion special, and some guy who got the contract. Like, listen, man, you fucked this up. He needs 7 pairs in there at all times. When he takes 1, he takes 2. That means you go get 5 more. It's part stock.
Yeah.
So that equipment guy is probably that's the guy you should be talking to, because if there's anything, there's some people saying, "Oh, it's nefarious." People put in inferior. It's bullshit. Mm-hmm. This is bullshit. No. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh,
it was a fucked up.
They slipped in a bad shoe and
slipped in a bad shoe. Yes, whatever. No.
And his face yesterday, he just wanted to play that game so bad. But on the flip side of that, you see what happened to Jim Boeheim.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God! How can you live with that?
That's horrible. I don't know the details of it. Apparently. He's not. he's like there's no wrongdoing.
Right.
It just turns out to be just like just a very very unfortunate accident.
An accident. It was truly an accident.
And you know, there's no fault to be lying. At least, well, no legal fault.
Right.
You know, but that's a hard thing.
I mean, he coached this game yesterday, and he fucking sat there with his head in his hand. His head was. I never saw somebody whose head went under his shoulders like.
I don't know how you could do it. I don't know. I mean, maybe he needs to do it to get to not think about this.
Yeah, I think so. I think you
know?
need to. I think you need to. George Jimenez.
Jorge Jimenez.
Jorge.
Yeah. Mr. Jorge Jimenez. Yeah, that's tremendously sad, man. And I know that if I understand correctly, like, you know, Jim Boeheim and his family are going to be very supportive of that family.
Yeah.
But still, how do you...
And then coach a big game and then be on the stage and, you know, and have cameras in your face all the time. And you're going through the toughest time in March Madness. You know, this is the prime time for you to be exposed and be in cameras. And, you know, how do people not talk about that? I guess the way to spin this would be to make sure that the family's, you know, rights are preserved and that they, you know, you don't make a spectacle out of it. It was an accident.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think you're right. You got to make sure that the family gets respected. You got to make sure that we know his name.
Right.
As much as we know Jim Boeheim's name,
yeah.
you know, we can't say, "Hey, Jim Boeheim, hit that dude."
Who's that kid?
No, remember the guy's name. The guy's name is
Jorge Jimenez.
Jorge Jimenez.
So, rest in peace, yo.
You know?
Jorge is
that's
a tragic accident. The roads of Syracuse is no joke. I mean,
at this time of year,
yeah.
No, that's
this is like icy. You know,
this is like you stay home. You stay home for 3 months. You stay.
They, I mean, listen, it's evil, but they were saying that I said somebody said on a radio show this morning, I think what was it, one of the sports shows, it's not like the Gordon's fisherman guy is in there with the I know what you did last summer jacket on at the game, you know. It's a distraction, yes. but it's something that he's personally going through, and give the man some credit for at least, you know, standing in it, and you know he's fulfilled an obligation. He can't quit, you know, so you got to finish the whole deal.
He didn't run away from it.
Right,
no. He didn't run away from it. And not to say that if he decided not to be there for that game, I don't think anybody could blame him.
Yeah.
Could say anything negatively about that.
Yeah,
you know, even if it was for his own selfish reasons that he himself couldn't. I mean, that would just be a horrible thing to do.
Yeah. That's pretty tough. So, but anytime something on the road, you know, driving, you know, I think driving should be tested every, you know, like 10 years or something. You know?
Well, tell those 90-year-old people down in South Beach, Miami.
Yeah.
That you know, I mean, it's your right to drive, but you know, it's like one of those things where, like, well, should you be driving?
Yeah, I think you should get retested. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, a lot happens to people along the way. People have medical. They develop strokes. They have They no longer have the motor skills that they had when they first signed up for the license, right? So you go through several physical transitions.
You go through changes, yeah.
Yeah, you go through changes in your life, and you're not the same person you were that took that test.
We remember about like when we were on a cruise.
Yeah,
me and my wife. Where'd you go? When we came back, this is when we went to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
When we came back from that cruise, we had, you know, we settled in. This is when we were living at the apartment in Baldwin, and we had settled in. We had gotten back, parked the car. Lo and behold, later on that afternoon, you just hear a crash outside. Look outside, and there was a crash into our car.
Parked.
That was parked. Apparently, a dude that was driving passed out. When he was driving. You know, our car didn't get any damage. It was like 2 cars down the way. The very next car that the guy actually hit got totaled.
Ooh.
But apparently, this dude just passed out.
Damn.
Like he said, he said he doesn't remember anything. He says he remembers turning the corner. He says he remembers turning the corner, and then he remembers police being in his face.
Like, what's going on here?
Right, exactly. Like, he didn't know what was going on and stuff. And so yeah, that I mean, now you exacerbate that with a certain amount of years, and I'm sure this guy had like some kind of medical condition, but yeah, if we didn't test, yeah, I think you're right, man.
I
Every
don't know,
year,
but then that also would require the DMV to kind
give a
of
little bit more authority, and I don't know if you're gonna give them more authority.
yeah, I don't know if they're the right agency. I mean, they need an overhaul. DMV needs an overhaul. They need some kind of structure. I don't know who the chairperson is or who the person running. I mean, these people are just miserable. Just fucking miserable.
For anybody who works for the state,
Yeah,
it's like there's no difference whether you work for the DMV, whether
Right.
you
Post
work
office.
for post office, child support, whatever. You're always like a miserable person who just wants their break so they can get their fucking buttered
Right.
roll. And
I'm
that's
on
it.
break.
They're all exactly.
I'm on break. I can't wait to go on break. God damn, it's service is so hard, and
Well, you're big on that, so just services, yeah.
I'm big on service, and I was in this weekend. I had to get my oil change and stuff, because I've been flying back and forth. My car's sitting and doing all this stuff. So I said, all right, let me go and put I had to get new wiper blades, and so I take my car to my mechanic. Great guys,
It's always good to have your mechanic.
local guys.
Right.
Yeah, they're in town right here. I think we talked about Mike before on the last podcast or a couple of podcasts ago, that if you're looking for personality, he doesn't give you up front. He's very stone in his, yes, can I help you? Okay, let me do, and you just tell.
Good guy, but the needle ain't moving.
Yeah. So at first, if you're a first
First-time customer.
well, if you're a first time viber, like you think you're gonna pick up the vibe. I don't like him.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, all right, that's not racism. He's just being an asshole,
Right.
Because you're asked a stupid question, like, and sure enough, the guy came in and he was like, I called Mike. He told me to bring it in, and I put plastic over I can't get the window up. And the guy goes, what? So a couple of the guys in there are funny and witty, and he's like, oh well, that only happens when you push the button. Did you push the button back up? And the guy goes, don't be silly. Yeah, I pushed the button. So he goes, okay, let me get my magic wand here. He goes outside. He's playing with the guy, being fun, but the guy doesn't get it. He's one of those,
Lighten up a bit, dude.
Yeah. And the guy just goes, he says, yeah, let me, he says, you know what? Hold on. He touched this. He says, now put your hand on the hood and rub the top of the car like this. And the guy, where's Mike? He's like, where's Mike's? Mike ain't here right now. Put your hand on the headlight and rub the top. And the guy goes, oh shit, it worked. Look at that. And he was like, how'd you do that? And he's like, sometimes you gotta rub the top, it's like a kid, you gotta give him some,
You gotta give it some affection.
Yeah, give him some love, man. You're good. Okay. And the guy goes, oh, thank you. This is amazing. Oh, like, he didn't get any of the joke. He didn't get any of the fucking... So I'm like, what the fuck was that? And the guy goes, and the guy put the fucking safety button on, man. He locked it.
Yeah, he locked it.
He locked it. And the guy swore it was like a manufacturer's defect. He put paper, he taped it. He duct taped and fucking ruined the car with duct tape, Duct tape leaves a bad fucking...
It lays around and can peel paint if you don't have a decent
He did
paint
all
job.
of that
It's
shit,
just
and
an
all
old
he had
car.
to do was press the button on the...
Look, you get people like that all the time. You get people who like only have a certain... They're only willing to go a certain way until they need to give up. and go
Troubleshooting?
To go to somebody else, I get that all the time in my job when people have conferences and whatnot, and they... they'll call, and I try to ask, you try to get, like, the specific of what there is.
Try to drill down, yeah.
Hey, I'm in a conference room, and I'm supposed to be connected with these dudes from the Ivory Coast, and they're not connected. Okay, what do you see on the screen?
Yeah.
I don't see anything on the screen. No. Do you see a blank screen, or what do you see?
Right.
There's nothing on the screen. No, that's not my question. What do you see on the screen? Is the screen blank?
Right.
No, it says... You are the only participant in this conference. So, okay, that means your other participant has not connected yet.
Has not arrived yet.
But you are connected. Well, where are they? I don't know.
You're right.
I
That's
don't
just
know.
one part.
I'm just.
But
I
the
just.
equipment works.
I facilitate. I try to tell people. I said, look, what we are. We're the restaurant that make sure your reservation's in the books. That's all we are. So if you make a reservation for 6 people, and you show up to the restaurant and 4 people are there, not all 6, what do?
Right.
You call the other 2
Right.
to see if you're showing up.
You
don't.
do.
You don't call to the restaurant
We
and say,
have-
"Hey, I have 2 other people showing up.
Yes, right. It's
Where
a good,
are
good
they?"
idea, yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that
you
way.
find out from your people. We just make sure that there's room for you there, so
and
that
accommodations.
you can accommodate
Yeah, that makes
everything.
sense. That's the right. That's
You
a
know?
good way to put it.
Don't call me asking me where somebody else is. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
that
have no
bothers me when some people just like, oh, I should know where your stuff is. You know
Right,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? Yeah. Anyone see my phone? Keyword your phone.
Your fault.
Oh man.
So yeah, I stole it and I kept it, and I changed it, and I put all my pictures up in here. Yeah, this is your phone, but I downloaded my wife's pictures, my kids' pictures, put all my contacts on
Not my
that.
phone.
Yeah,
Some people do that.
they do.
What else is going on? I went back to LA. I got back Thursday night. First time in Venice Beach.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, liked it.
Loved it.
Okay.
Touristy kind of, it's everything, they'd say it is. A little beat down, a little run down.
Okay.
Little, not enough food for me,
Okay.
like not enough.
Corner
not-
spots, just or
Yeah, but there's not enough like bar. Like there's no liquor. There's no.
No?
You can't get. You can't,
Can't get
drink.
a drink?
You can't drink on the boardwalk. It's
oh,
not
they
a-
won't let you drink on the boardwalk?
No, it's not an open walk and have drinks
Okay.
and stuff like that. They said it was just over the years. It's been rowdy, rowdies and dope fiends and
Yeah.
people, that's like saying give these guys. They'll bring their own 40s.
Yeah.
So, the street performers. I did a whole big video with the street performer guys.
I
They,
saw
they
some
were
of that,
great.
yeah.
They were awesome. They were very in tune. Very approachable. Very
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of did the. Yeah, we could be on the street robbing people,
Mm-hmm.
and then while you're here at the beach, we could be in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. So pay like and they listen. They did a show. They got about $600-700.
Okay.
Going around. You know what I'm saying? And they gave away $60
Okay.
to the kids. They were kids performing that they had do something.
Okay.
Do a show. Hey, give it up for these guys, and they gave them $20 each. And then it was smart because then they wound up going around everybody 20, 50, 50, 40, 40.
Show
50,
you a
50.
giver.
Yeah, right.
Show yourself as a giver, and you will receive.
Yeah, and this guy literally jumped over like 6 people, did a flip over, barely made it though.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, he barely fucking cleared it. It was like, whoa, shit. And it was fun. It was definitely fun. Then
What was the
went
weather like in?
Shitty.
Was it really?
Shitty. So watch this. It goes from, first of all, it was decent. It was a nice day on President's Day, Monday, right?
Mhm.
And then it turned chilly. But thank God I was prepared because I just came from here, and but the sun was out. It was clear. It was bright, and some guys were like in no shirts. Some people were, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why are you shirtless and wear bikinis? People were wearing bikinis, and I'm like, okay, am I the fucking guy that thinks it's cold? But yeah, and then it goes from there to look at this. This is
Ooh,
Las Vegas.
I saw that.
This is my buddy in Las Vegas, and he goes, "I'm in Las Vegas." I said, "Hey, I'm back home. Thanks." I had dinner with my friend, and he goes, "They had dinner with him." He says, "Yeah, I'm in Vegas. Snow as well. 7 inches here, never before. I can't believe it."
Wow.
Now he's in Henderson, Vegas, and also my buddy in Flagstaff got
Ooh,
hit.
Henderson. I like Henderson.
Yeah, record weather of, and not devastating because it goes away like you saw what we had.
Yeah.
It just went away
just
the
went
next
away.
day. It was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Well, but it never happened. So you get that moment of, what the fuck is this?
Right. Yeah, that was, I would assume it would be pretty weird for them. But then we went down to Malibu, and we had a big company meeting down in Malibu. Really, great. Good meeting. A lot of leadership stuff. A lot of just that
Right.
powwow. Like let's streamline it, which was great. And then that was my first time in Malibu. On the beach in Malibu. And Malibu, I didn't know it was all public beaches all the way
Okay.
across, so you could walk all the way. Even though these homes and all that other stuff are lined up, you could literally walk up. Hey, you guys barbecuing? Yeah.
You ever get one of those hot dogs?
A couple of
They don't serve any beers over there,
right? $5-10 million homes, but I was disappointed at the beer factor in Venice.
LA.
Venice, not in LA. I know where to go for drinks and stuff in LA, but I was disappointed at kind of like Long Beach. Okay, we could bar hop. You can go. You go to Long Beach and you go one bar to one bar to one bar to one bar. You can keep going. There it's like, okay, there's one place here. They have a bar, burgers, and and then you got to go like all the way into the block, like restaurant-y, really sit down. And I was like, where's the little tiki bars?
Right.
Where's the beachside, stare at people watch, Not a lot of those.
No, huh?
Not a lot. And it's mostly due to there's tons of residences. Like literally there's
probably
people live
you
there.
probably want to keep it. They probably want to keep it more residential than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was I spent like the full day. Me and Uncle spent the full day on Venice Beach and like a long. Like damn, we're tired. Like oh shit, walking up and down. But what they have, which are it's a great thing, but then it's a little annoying. These fucking scooters, okay, these little zippy scooters, right?
The ones you stand on, or
Yeah,
okay.
You stand on them, but they're everywhere. They leave them on the floor. You just drop it and go. You go to the store, you can leave it there and walk the rest of the way.
Wow.
And there's a GPS on them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy come around the van, collects them, puts them back.
So it's like a city bike type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But worse.
Scooters. Worse.
It's just litter. They put them in the streets. You'll be driving down and you go, hey, that fucking scooter out of the way.
There's no. Oh, okay. So there's no. So you don't dock it anywhere.
No.
You just. Wow.
Lean it up. See ya. And if you go on, I have Lime here. I think that I put it in this.
And they just GPS them all. So
yeah, but you can find them this way too. You go on the app. You're walking down and you go, shit. I need to pep up my step a little bit. I need a fucking scooter. And you go, oh, there's one on the next corner. You can see them. They're. It's like Waze. Like they're scattered all over the place, and you could fucking commandeer one and just grab it, zap it, and it'll show you how much battery life is in it, how far you could go. Pretty fucking cool system.
Yeah, but that's like you said. That's kind of annoying.
It's shitty because they're laying all over the place. They're leaning on people's cars. People get that fucking scooter off my car. You know what I mean? That's what makes it shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no responsibility of it.
Right.
I mean, I guess at some point the culture was supposed to be, hey, it's ours.
It's free.
It's not free.
No. But I mean, it's freeing.
Yeah. It's liberating. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have the ability to get somewhere faster.
Right.
I mean, all on the beach, they love them. They, and then you get the guy, the first timer, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! He's like,
you're dead.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you hurt anymore, but they can bust up your fucking chin or the back of your heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anything that goes like a basket at a Stop and Shop or. I mean, that's got to be the worst fucking pain ever. Get hit in the heel, in the back of the heel.
Back of the heel, one of those. Kaw! I've seen that those. Like if you're older or if you can't get around, and they put you in those little mobile wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them that are like done up like bikes.
Pimped out. Yeah.
Like they got not even mopeds. It's like better than mopeds. They got got a grill on them and
nice. Yeah.
And just
Cadillac symbols and shit.
Oh, you see this dude who's you kind of suspect he's on SSI disability and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, he's got a tricked out.
Yeah.
He's just.
You didn't see my post on the from the cruise with the scooters, dude. In the lobby of the cruise, we're on the Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas. These two women decide to fucking race in these scooters. You can't make this shit up. And I filmed the whole shit. And
that's awesome.
Yo, they was because then there's the late night spot that the pizzas, right?
Right. Okay.
The pizzas all night. I don't know if it was on your cruise as well, but most of the cruises have
something where you
places.
can do all night.
And like after the last show, everyone's running to the pizza place. Dude, it was so many people out there corralling, and then you go, and one dude took his hat. It's like, And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And they go, and they go all the way down to the jewelry side. And then they switch and come around the corner. And then they come back and she comes back like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Two grandmas racing each other. I was like, holy shit. They know how to turn this motherfucker up.
Been doing it for years.
Yeah,
not
man.
Gonna stop me. You're not going to slow me down.
Indeed.
You're not going to slow me down. Indubitably.
So spring training underway? Yeah.
Spring training is underway. Yes.
Is this guy Judge showing up? Is he hurt or is he back?
No, he's back.
He's back.
He's good. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna be good. Said he feels good.
Yeah.
Had a broken wrist last year.
Broken wrist.
Yeah. Wow. Broke his wrist. Took him out for a couple months.
Eesh, that could be painful.
Yeah. No, but he's gonna be fine. You know, it's like I like the fact that baseball's back. But I like got to temper myself because like this isn't the time to talk about. Like, oh, so and so looks good, and so it's
not giving any spring
training.
Any World Series predictions at this moment.
But that dude who saw Manny Ramirez, not Manny Ramirez, Manny Machado signed his contract.
Yes, he's been the talk of the town.
Contract. You probably heard about it in, or maybe did it? I guess it hit you when you were in L.A.
If I watch TV,
okay.
But that's
no.
No,
so a huge contract.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, he's been the talk of town. No,
10 years, $300 million.
Where did he play before?
He played in Baltimore before, and then they traded him to the Dodgers, and then he's a free agent. So he signed a big free agent contract
with
the San Diego Padres.
Ah, okay.
Which is a good deal for baseball because it's a smaller market team, spending big money, and it's going to bring attention to that franchise whose fortunes might be changing.
What's the owner's name? I heard of him. The owner of Padres.
I can't think of it.
One of our partners is friends with him. That's why.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they talked about it. He just borrowed some money, like some loan or whatever. He got the financing for something he wanted to do.
The Padres owner?
Yeah.
Did?
Something
he needed to pay this contract. That's what
I'm assuming that and some upgrades to the stadium, I think, or something like that. I don't know how old that venue is. Yeah, wow, that's exciting. A lot going down with some politics. You following any of the shenanigans?
I had some, not really. It's all
Manafort. Does he get pardoned? Does he get
I don't know, man. So many sides, so many. It's like I don't know who to listen to. I don't know who to trust. I'm trying to get as much information as I can, and like everything sounds sketchy, and you don't want to get biased information. And
so it's safe to say that we're at a point in time where the general public has lost interest in politics.
I think in general,
as it stands.
I think in general, I think it's a loss of an interest in politics and a mistrust of the sources. I think the biggest question is who do you look at as a genuine source of information. Who's not spinning it a certain way. We all believe that Fox News spins it one way. We all believe that MSNBC spins it one way. We all believe that CNN spins it one way.
Sure.
And then some of them get caught in shit, and some of them double down on some stuff that was misreported. So it's like it begs the question: like, who does the average person? Who does the average person listen to? And all this talk and all these fucking. The one thing that is getting my ire up in politics is that all these Democrats are coming out talking about they're going to run for president and blah 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 blah, and all of them are basically lambasting the rich, people who are really rich.
Yeah.
Nobody is talking about helping out people who are poor.
Right.
And I think you got to be really careful about that. I mean, we're talking about millionaires saying that the problem is we got billionaires.
Right.
Right. Like Bernie Sanders saying that, and I was a Bernie Sanders supporter last election cycle. Bernie Sanders saying, yeah, billionaires don't need to buy another yacht. They need to pay more taxes. Well, Bernie Sanders, you're a millionaire and you own 4 homes.
Right.
So maybe you need to pony up. Do you need to pony up some more? How many homes do you need?
Right. Or how many times do you volunteer it or give it, just pay it forward?
Well, and just like how, like, so where's the cutoff?
Well,
where's the cutoff? I mean, it seems like whatever you have, the person that has more is evil.
Yes.
So that's so where do you do that? So the guy who makes $1 million is upset at the guy that makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
The guy that makes $300,000 is upset at the guy that makes $1 million. The guy
Yeah.
that makes $90,000 is upset at the guy that makes $200,000.
100%.
You know, so you can keep going down that trail until when? Until you get people who are just totally disenfranchised, and then those are the people who are going to be your allies.
Well, how these guys become like super hermity. Like they become millionaires and they just sitting there. Man, there's nowhere to go for them. There's no place fun for them. Like where do you go? You where do you have fun? Where are you normal? You know, this is it's the guy Prokhorov, the owner of the Nets, right? The Russian guy, and he's at a resort in the Saint Tropez, south of France. It's $30,000 a night, whatever else, and Jay-Z and his boys and them are hanging next to him, Tata, fucking shaking people, pouring champagne on girls and playing. You know, they're having fun. You know what I'm saying? At the same expense, and they're like telling the manager, like, just let everybody in here. What the fuck is this? What do I pay? Am I in the fucking shit crowd now? I pay with bums pay now? You let all these... It wasn't that they were black. It's just that they were they were just kids and having fun and being young and spending money and, you know... And he's with his family trying to be reserved and trying to be, you know... And I'm sure boring as hell, you know, when you get that rich, your family is... They're showing these... It's coming now. There's no digital dining, like no digital dining signs. You've not seen this?
No.
So in restaurants they have, you know, please put your phones away. Like
okay.
they're really putting it out. It's on the tent. It's on the fucking beer coasters. Like no phones, please. No, thank you. Like don't put your phone here. Like,
yeah.
This is a bar. Bars are for drinks, not your phone.
Right.
Get your phone off my bar. You know. And so there's this whole big campaign, we've seen it before, come around where people are like, yo, man, why do you come here to fucking be on your phone? Like,
right.
Why do you come here? Now, if you're setting something up and you got 5-10 minutes and you want to just set that up, but the point I was trying to make, I lost, but...
yes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, you know, now you're seeing a lot more ton more of people just, you know, really trying to say, okay, I'll subscribe to this. What was I saying before?
You were talking about Prokhorov.
Prokhorov, yeah. So this idea of you having all these millions and wanting to be exclusive doesn't exist, you know, because there's lots of millionaires. There's lots of people with money. And, you know, it's unfortunate when you get, you know, the nigger rich or the black people rich, when they get to the point where it's like, yeah, fuck you, you know what I'm saying? I got money too, you know. You know, go wipe your ass with this $100 bill. You know, you get arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And so the point I was just trying to make was that guy made a decision to say, okay, either I'm fucked up or I need to know who that is and get to know this guy and work with him. You know, and figure out how if he could be here and have all these people here having fun doing it, I'm here, same thing. We're at the same level, and I don't know who that is. Then I'm the guy that's missing out on what's popular. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how they met. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you just, there's no place to run for these people with all this money. That's why they want to go to the moon. That's why they want to go further away. It's like vacationing. Oh. You go to the islands, and now it's about staying in 7-star hotels and being exclusive, and then you're around people, and you still don't get the service you want. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't understand.
No, I lost myself.
Yeah. That can happen. I got a splinter on my toe.
Spinning your toe?
Yeah.
You walking on wood?
No, probably something in the carpet.
You got wood in the carpet?
No, something straight. The splinter is not always wood.
This is metal?
A splinter could be a pin, a piece of glass, something that splints you. Splint? Splint, Michigan. So what else is going on? What you got going on for the week?
Hit the road, back to work.
Yeah.
Watch my son play with
Why
his balls.
were you off so much?
I just took off.
Just took off.
Just took off.
That's fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have time and stuff.
Watch my son play with his balls. He's found his balls. Every time he changes diaper, he just reached down. Terry Crews himself just starts grabbing. Just.
Is this not fun for you guys? It's fucking awesome.
He's just
for
down
me.
there. He got this face. He's
fumbling it. He's
like,
like Oh, that's got to be extremely fun. I don't know if I had the patience to do it all over again.
I think I do. I was wondering about that myself too, but so far, yes.
Well, you're at the point where it's not a choice anymore.
So far,
It's
yes.
not a-
Well, that's true. It's
Right,
not a choice.
right.
It's not a
So
choice.
now
I'm either in or
Right.
I got to abandon my family.
Right.
So
I'm going out for milk on the moon.
Your Honor, he went out for milk 9 years ago.
Right. So R. Kelly has been indicted.
Oh, has he?
Yes. He's received 10 counts of sexual misconduct or something like that.
Sexual misconduct.
I whatever the indictment is.
With minors?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been, the story. I mean,
Well, yeah, I do, but I mean, it's like that's an interesting charge because if it's with the minor, it'd be rape, wouldn't it?
They tried that before, and the girl said, "Wasn't me."
Okay.
The person being accused wasn't the person who was involved was not the one making the claim. The claim was coming from the parents.
Okay.
And it wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't even from the parents. I'm sorry, it was from other people. It was from.
Well, other people can't file charges though against.
Okay, that's why, and that's why it didn't happen. That's why it didn't happen.
But you're saying in court he got handed a case of sexual misconduct. He was charged with sexual misconduct.
I may be speaking out of turn. I'm not saying he was charged. He was indicted. I don't know what the charge was.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying he was indicted for some sexual whatever it was.
Sexual stuff, some sex stuff.
Yeah.
Some sex stuff. Some whipping out his balls.
Yeah. Apparently.
Keeping it on the down low.
Yeah. Apparently.
He ain't seen nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. So this is what it was. He turns himself in after being indicted. Let's see what the real charge is sexual abuse charge.
Sexual abuse. Okay.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's one way to get him.
Sexual abuse. Okay.
10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, a class 2 felony involving 4 alleged victims.
That's an interesting charge, I think. Because if he had sex with these, if they're minors he had sex with,
Yeah.
then the charge would be rape, would be statutory rape.
Yeah, but it's not all minors. I mean, these girls have.
They're not. Oh, okay.
No, there's some. One girl's 30, one girl's 18, one girl's.
So abuse. Yeah. Okay, so abuse. So okay.
Yeah.
Abuse. He didn't leave me enough money, or
yeah, this is
whatever.
what the attorney
I'm
says.
cynical about
I think
that.
they're all lying.
Okay.
I think they're all lying, and they're all trying to capitalize on the show that they just put out.
There's the show.
Yeah, the Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh, that's I'm
Lost.
I'm not up on that shit. I watched the
Highlights.
Grammys a couple weeks ago when the Grammys came on, and I don't know why I was watching. I was watching, and I'm like, 85% of the people who they're bringing up, I have no idea
Who they are.
who the fuck they were, or who these names were on anybody's thing. Alicia Keys hosted the Grammys, and props to her for hosting the Grammys.
Yeah.
But
Was it any? I didn't watch it. Didn't I?
she was fucking annoying.
Really?
Oh my god. I mean, I love Alicia Keys, but sing, don't talk, please. It's one of them things.
I can see that. I can see that.
Stop, just please.
Her and Swiss Beats have a weird relationship with this.
Do they have a kid?
Yes, they do have a
Okay.
kid together, and they have kids elsewise. I think, and he has kids otherwise.
Yeah.
With someone else, but they're completely together. Like.
So they're together, but not legally married, or never.
No. I'm saying he has a very healthy relationship with his ex-wife and children.
Okay.
And they do shit together. Like Rashonda and Alicia Keys will take the kids out.
Oh, okay.
They'll
Okay.
go places
okay. I see
without
what you're
him.
saying.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
They have a very healthy relationship, which is friend. Even though they're not with them, they have friendship.
Well, that's that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if you want to think down the road. Maybe they're each taking turns of being all Mormonish.
Well, that's so okay. The cynicism
Maybe,
of
that's-
social court says
you know.
that. Oh, he's fucking both
Could
of
be,
them.
maybe,
He's,
but no, it could be just.
But it could be a
like you just
genuine
said, it could be just
relationship.
a genuine.
But they have a whole campaign that's set around. Oh shit! They called it something. They made a name for it, and they said, not a Me Too thing, but kids first or something like that. Like kids first. Like you don't bring adult problems to kids. They want to go to the parks.
Understood.
They want to go to the zoos. And
Understood.
Mommy and your mommy the kid never has to know that you're fighting. Why can't it be your mom and my mom? Go to the zoo.
Understood.
You understand? So they call it, I think it's Kids First or something like that.
That's good.
Very interesting.
That's
concept.
good. I guess when you're like that and you're like high profile like that, it's best to do that. I mean, if you look at A-Rod's
J-Lo?
thing, A-Rod's feed and stuff like that, he's always got his kids and J-Lo's kids, and they're always hanging out together and stuff like that. So I guess it's important to do that.
Yeah, it is. You have the Grammys. I mean, the Oscars tonight, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of controversy about
Controversy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't know this.
I don't know. I don't.
So there's huge controversy over what categories would be reviewed during commercials. They actually announced it. Said the following categories will not be seen during the show. They will be given out during commercial breaks.
Okay.
So, telling people in advance, again, Social Court got excited and said, "Oh, you can't do this. The special effects is what makes the movie. The CGI is the important part of the thing."
Well, didn't they? Weren't there always like 2 nights of award shows in which one night was all of the, high profile stuff, and another night was more of the behind the scenes technical stuff. And they would announce it during the so let's say in this case the Oscars. The Oscars is a Sunday.
Right.
Saturday they had the Oscars, but it was for electric shop. It was for your set design.
Yeah.
It was for your all these other more obscure things in which industry people are more in tune with, and maybe not necessarily the public.
Yeah.
And then during the Oscars tonight on Sunday, they would have an announcement.
Celebrity
Hey,
stuff.
the following awards were given out previously to these things.
Right.
I didn't know they did it during commercials.
Well, it's a 5-hour show. It's
5 hour show.
It's a 5-hour show.
Jesus Christ.
So to cram it in, and it's only aired for 4. So you are right. There are some prelim stuff that comes on before that happens, I guess. But what they were, I guess because if they didn't tell anybody, it wouldn't have been.
You probably wouldn't have given a shit.
Wouldn't have given a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get through this whole thing, at the end, you just want to see who best picture, right?
For the most part,
you want to see who's the
best
picture,
actor, best actress,
right? And so, but oddly enough, Black Panther seems to be riling up to win. A lot. Yeah. They're putting Black Panther up there. It had its resurgence, which seems weird to me because it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it seems weird that it's in this year's category, or maybe it hit the cutoff. I don't know what the dates are.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but what's the other one is up for? Green Book is up. Great movie. You see it yet?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, Green Book is awesome. What a great movie. And then Roma, which I have not seen.
No, not seen that.
It's an independent film. Haven't seen that one. And no host.
Yeah, how are they gonna do that?
So they
They're just gonna announce.
The organizers said, "Hey, we just shaved 20 minutes off the timeline because when we had Jimmy Kimmel, all of those guys hosting it, they were 20 minutes of monologue and all this other stuff. We just saved all that time
And money.
So they're looking at it like maybe. So again, we see the tail wagging the dog. We're seeing people just saying, "Hey, you know what? Just give us the fucking veggies. Give us the meat and potatoes. Fuck the veggies. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the sides.
That's
like,
right.
we don't need sides.
I don't need scallops. I don't need the bacon scallops.
Right.
I want the beef.
Right. Just give me the shit. Give me the meat and the potatoes.
Now, Kevin Hart, you would say, is probably the highest profile comedian.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah.
What if, just me being an asshole, what if, after all this, Kevin Hart decided, you know what, in Los Angeles, I'm going to have a show.
That same night?
I'm going to have a show that same night.
Should do it. I would do it. Yeah.
Curious as to how many people would go to that show. And it would be, his special, and, he'd do it live on YouTube or whatever. And his act, it'd just be his act.
Yeah.
Doesn't include anything that's
right, no sides.
Stuff like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think it would be. I think they live by a little. We don't know this, this Hollywood code.
By code.
This. Yeah, I think they have their little. It'll make all the agents go crazy, and everybody will be like, "What the fuck? Who said? Who put that on? What studio did this? What did this? What did that?" Like I met a guy the other day. He was 20 years. He was Paramount Studio executive. He was like. And he's in real estate now, and I'm like, why the fuck are you? What? He's like, dude. He was like, Hollywood is just fucking draining. It just drains you. It takes, it's so fake, it's so phony. Everything is for that cum shot. You know what I'm saying? Everything's for that one moment just to get that, boom, and then it's off to the next one, then the next party, then the next thing, and who's hot and who's not, and who's. And he just said it was just draining. He says, and then I joined real estate and found out it was exactly the same. What the fuck you gonna do? No difference whatsoever. Any industry, has their hierarchies. You have the weirdos. You have the elites. You know what I'm saying? And you have the people that just don't give a fuck and they just keep changing the game and changing the rhythm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is off to. We shall see. I mean, we'll hear about it tomorrow. I won't watch it. I have no sustainability to watch it. Like I can't.
I used to care about that, but so what? I mean, I saw the movies I wanted to see.
But yeah, right. But when there's someone that I like, I want to see them get something, right?
Get
you know what I'm saying? So I don't like to watch it happen. I like to see it afterwards and just like Mahershala Ali. This guy has put the work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's really
putting a nice resume. He's got a nice resume.
Yeah, he's packing it in there. He's really packing and keeping himself busy and playing a multitude of different type of
different
actors.
roles.
That true detective role is crazy.
Yes.
I keep getting halfway into it and trying to,
I think it's I think it's almost like made for binging.
Yeah.
It's like it's because it takes you forward and back and stuff, and it's almost like made for binging.
Statistics show that binging is very healthy for busy lifestyle couples.
Yeah.
That it actually causes you to, it's a thing. It's like,
let's plug in this
Saturday
2-hour window.
Right.
Hey, we're together here.
Right.
Hey, let's do all of Sex
like
in the City.
This morning, me and my wife were watching again. He's dropped the mics. I am totally in love with this.
Yeah.
Yes, I am totally in love with it. I think it's so crafty. I think it's a great way to see celebrities humble themselves, and kind of how did Eminem call it? Peter Rabbit themselves, make the joke on themselves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And come, it's a great way to kind of air out your, whatever you got going on with you. But it's fun. It's really fun. I like the matchups. The matchups are what really dig me. So yeah, man. So other than that, I mean, shit, I'm all New York this week.
All New York, all NY.
New York, gotta catch up on some paperwork.
NYN.
Actually, I may call you because I may need some video conferencing apps, some stuff that you use. What do you use? You use a lot of the.
Well, a lot of the stuff we do is stuff that we create our own, but we use a lot of WebEx. We use some
WebEx.
Citrix.
That's the one you use.
Some people use Blue Jeans.
Yeah.
I'll show you a couple things. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a couple because we just rebuilt the conference room. I got all my gadgets coming Monday, so I was like, listen, you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'll take this. This is my job. Leave me alone. Close the door in the conference room, and I'll fucking just, do it. Because you guys are all, I think we should get this. So, maybe you just press Skype. The phone is a smart, the TV is a smart TV. We bought this with shut the fuck up. Like, everybody's on a different page. Like, we need it to be versatile. So we need to do a bunch of things, not just one thing, So I bought a mini computer, Velcro that motherfucker to the back of the 50-inch monitor. I got the same camera like that, sitting on top of it.
Right.
That's it, man. Just keep it going. Most we do go-to meetings, Skypes, and
Scott, probably the best. I mean, for you, probably the best thing would be Skype for Business.
Yeah, it is. I mean, well, we have 365, so it comes with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's part of it. So I'm telling them to use it, but
it's easy to use.
it's easy to use. But what happens is you a room like it'll be my conference room versus LA's conference room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling them do the call on the Polycom. Mute your Skype. You're just watching us.
Right.
Don't do the audio through there. Do it through the phone.
Mm.
So you get better feedback. Better communication. You're just looking to look. It's
Right.
not. It's nothing.
Right.
Don't have the audio be the lag because you're looking at me and then you're distracted. And you go and I'm going.
Yeah.
I think we should do this. What? And you never catch up. You know what
Like
I'm saying?
a Chinese movie.
Right. So don't worry about the picture. Just use the picture to wave and do all that stuff, and put this stuff on a conference call. So I set them up on Uber conference and done.
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 Easy peasy.
Japanesey.
Easy peasy Japanesey. So other than that, man, that is pretty much it. I don't know. I was up till 4:00 watching Fargo. I said,
Great movie.
great movie. That came on, and you know what else I watched? I Didn't Kill My Wife. Fugitive.
Fugitive. That's another good movie. Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah.
Tommy Lee
It was a
Jones.
man with a prosthetic arm. I'm gonna find him. I don't care. That's when he's great. What's his name? Tommy
Lee Jones.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
I
Saw
love
him
it.
in who was the Old Country for Old Men. No Country for Old
No
Men.
Country for Old Men, man.
Another great movie.
Oh man. Lou Allen? Did you get the money, Lou Allen? That's it.
Call it.
Call it. All right, girls, we're gonna get out of here. Two
Call
Bros
it.
Podcast, episode 54.
Call it.
Love you. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share.
To all the clicks.
Do all the clicks. And check out my daughter's channel, Yin and Yang. We'll post the link in the bottom of this. They just finished their episode, Bacon with Ballers.
Mmm.
Maybe they should not have made those cupcakes because they lost the game to St. John's.
Woo! You saying you put the cupcake gene in them? You say you got the, oh, you want cupcake? That what you want? You want a cupcake?
Not so much.
No.
No. All right, everybody. Peace.